Hello and a big welcome to the channel. F1 is back. Welcome to day one, morning one of pre-season testing for the Bahrain International Circuit. Oh, let me turn the music down, and I need to actually check. Ernesto, bro, if you're here, let me know if you can hear me, because we've changed the microphone, so the audio should be better than ever. But let me know if it's even on. It should be on. I feel like it's on. But yeah, let me know, Ernesto, if you're here, bro. Oh, mate, here we go. I think that it starts in about 2 or 3 minutes. I imagine on the hour. The pit lane opens. I don't think we'll see cars queuing up at the end of the pit lane, to be honest, but it's going to be the first proper look at the grid, especially the Red Bull. We have not seen anything of the Red Bull but I'm just listening to Anthony Davidson now, so Alpine are very happy. McLaren hiding the floor the other day in a filming day, which is interesting. Because the rumour was that McLaren was the McLaren supposedly not very good, already thinking about an upgrade for like round 4, round 5. But then they're releasing video footage of it going around the circuit the other day with hiding the floor. They got a radical floor design. What's going on? Like, I love it. Ted Kravitz in the pit lane. We're back, baby. We are back. Yes, SHT. Like, can you hear me? How's the audio sounding? The audio should be a stark improvement upon last year's. Oh, we've already got the George Russell waiting at the end of the pit lane. Look, the whole of the entire side of the car is just raw carbon fibre. From basically the halo down, it's just raw carbon fibre. Yeah, Drugovich is going to be in the Aston, isn't he? Yeah, look, the Merc looks mean. The Merc looks absolutely mean. And I'm glad that with George, they've gone for this lime green with George's car as well. And I think with Lewis, they're going like a day glow. With Lewis gets like the day glow yellow, and George has got this lime green, and they just put a couple of little accents on there, on those wheel covers and the numbers and that, and it just pops against the matte black. Mate, that Mercedes looks so mean. Hope Aston give Drugovich the drive. The full race weekend if Lance still... Yeah. As Lance... Oh, look at the aero rake on the Ferrari as well. Both, so we've got 2 cars waiting at the end of the pit lane. Make that 3 with the Williams coming out. Okay. And all 4 of them, the Alfa Romeo's waiting as well. F1's back, mate. I'm absolutely buzzing. But all 4 of them waiting at the end of the pit lane have all got massive aero rakes behind the front wheels. So Russell is first man out. Russell is the first man out of the pit lane, F1 2023. Well, that means probably nothing, but it's not bad though. 4 cars immediately going out. Oh mate, F1's back, baby. I've missed it. Yeah, the Merc looks mean. Who's this? Oh, there goes the RB19. We didn't even see it on camera. Come on. And why is there a random road car in the pit lane? Like a random, like... Yeah, Ferrari looks good as well, man. Still no timeline for Lance's return. No, what happened? Did he get... was he cycling? Was it a cycling incident? Did he get knocked off his bike? Or am I dreaming? Am I making that up? Oh, look at the commentary box. We've got Will Buxton, Alex Jakes. That's it. I was like, I know him. Alex Jakes, Will Buxton, and Jolyon Palmer. Yeah, mate. We've still not seen the Red Bull. Where's the Red Bull? Oh, there's the Alpha Tauri. A lot of people didn't like the Alpha Tauri livery, but I actually think it looks really good. I think it's fresh, the Alpha Tauri livery. All right, here we go. The first look at the Red Bull. The RB19 is on circuit. Alonso will be back later. Yeah. Alonso will be back for the afternoon session. But yeah, I can't be live all day because I've got a shift tonight. So I'll probably be live for 3 or 4 hours, something like that. The morning session, basically. Oscar Piastri in the garage, ready to come out in the McLaren number 81. Oscar Piastri making his full debut next weekend. So who's in the Williams then? Is it Alex in the Williams? Yeah, I think it's Alex in the Williams then. This morning. I think actually I saw the running order and I think only Verstappen is staying in for the whole day. I think Verstappen gets all day today and tomorrow morning. Cycling accident they're saying about Lance Stroll. But yeah, Max gets all day today and tomorrow morning, whereas the other 9 teams are doing one driver in the morning, one driver in the different driver in the afternoon. As far as I know. There's also reports that Lance was seen with a cast on. Not heard that. It could be out for weeks then, innit? It could be out for a couple of months. You don't know, do you? Yeah, no Perez. And McLaren was struggling. Yeah, I know. I did. I did say that. Yeah, and then I said I went radical in my predictions because why not? Oh, there's the Alpine as well, with its flat nose. Yeah, I've gone. Well, you got to go radical in it. What's the point of making a predictions video where you go, well, Verstappen's going to win it by mid-season? Nah, you didn't mix it up a bit. So I thought, I'll get off the fence and start predicting interesting things. So yeah, I've gone for Aston Martin to have a great season and McLaren to have a poor season. And then the following day, we've seen this footage of McLaren out on circuit and they're hiding this radical flaw that they've got. And I'm thinking, if you're hiding something on your car, that's usually a good sign, really. So I know I might be in the bin with the predictions, but I've also gone Leclerc world champion in my predictions. Why not? You know, why not? Yeah, we don't want to see anyone winning 16 races out of 23, do we? I've gone for Fred Vasseur to rein it in a bit, make less mistakes, and gone for Charlie Boy to fight for the championship to the bitter end. First times are now on the board. Do you know what? I was looking on the F1 website to see if they were doing like live timing. I'll have another look now. Because I could get, if they do live timing, I could rig it up on screen. So that's what I was having a look at. Let me have another look now, because I logged into the F1 timings and it went 2022 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I was like, no, it ain't. Oh wait, I think it is on. I might be able to rig this up on screen in a few minutes. Oh, I think it is on actually. Live timing. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a gander. Oh yeah, here we go. pre-season testing. Oh, we might be able to get the timing screen rigged up. Oh, it's decent. Launch live timing. Yes, please. Look at these aero rakes are getting bigger and more. Is that Alpha Tauri looking different from the launch? They've seemed like they've gone for a. Looks like a more pointier nose on the front of the Alpha Tauri than what we saw at the launch, anyway. McLaren MCL 60 to signify 60 years in Formula One for McLaren. And look at that, it's mainly just raw black carbon fibre, that McLaren as well. Right. First time, yeah. Alpine were confident the issues they were having last season solved. Do you trust their words? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, why not? I hope so. One of the main things I want this season, like, obviously number one thing that I want from this season is a championship battle. You know, that's priority number one. He just got hit in the head with a side pod. Yeah, the number one priority is a championship battle. But number two, in a close second, is the top three to be breached. Basically, a midfield team, either or Aston Martin, McLaren, or Alpine, to bridge the gap to the top three and start challenging and getting podiums. Because we've got a bit of separation at the moment. We've got Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes in League One, and then everybody else in League Two. That's not a good scenario to have in Formula One. We need someone to basically make that not a thing anymore. We need to not have this thing where we've got a top three and then everyone else. And we've got Aston Martin stopped out on circuit then. Is that Felipe Drugovich, who is going to be the first problem of winter testing? And I predicted them to have a great season, but the Aston Martin is on the side of the circuit. I'm not sure where. Is he out at turn 3? Is he on the exit of turn 3 on the inside of the circuit? I can't really see. I can't really tell from the angle. But yeah, it looks like Felipe Drugovich stopped out on track. Right, let's try and rig up. That car's just left the pits. Oh wow. Wow. Red flag. Have they given it a red flag? Yeah, exit turn 4. Sorry, yeah, not turn 3 because exit turn 4. That's what I meant. Yeah, so the Aston Martin's lasted all of 20 seconds out on circuit. It's number 34, Felipe Drugovich. Is that just an allocated number? Anyway. Come out of turn 4, and that's it. So it's lasted a quarter of a lap. Right. Let's try and get these... Why is there no names on there? No, I think it's been a bit buggy yet, this live timings. Because it's even coming up Bahrain, practice 1. That's wrong. I think it's a bit... Yeah, we'll leave the live timings for now. I'll try and rig it up later if I can. What I want, 3 teams fighting for the title and 3 teams fight for best of rest. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's a decent scenario. 3 teams fighting for the title would be amazing. You know, Mercedes has sorted it out now and caught up. And Ferrari have sorted it out management-wise. Then we're in for a phenomenal season. Put it that way. Yeah, so Yeah, so today's lineup then. Verstappen, Russell, Sainz. Is it Sainz? Is it? Sonoda, Joe. So is that top 9? Is that the lineup today then? That the top half of that standings. So is it Verstappen, Russell, Sainz, Sonoda, Joe, Albon, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Piastri, and Djokovic. I think that makes sense. Where on earth can you watch this? On Sky Sports F1. Yeah. Solomon. Sky Sports F1, mate. Alright, so it's 4 hours. So it's 4 hours. What time are we on now? So it's 7, 10, 11. I might do the full morning. Because it's hype, innit? Day 1, morning 1. 4 hours till the lunch break thing. Oh, we might do that. Might do 3.5. He's still waiting there to be recovered, is Djokovic outside the road. And pulls up a red Mustang. Right. Where can I watch it in Canada? I have no idea where you can watch it in Canada. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have a dedicated F1 channel in Canada? If not, I'd be looking through every single sports channel you've got. Other than that, I don't know if it's on F1 TV. If you subscribe to that or not. I don't know if they're showing it on F1 TV. I presume yes, but I have no idea. But yeah, in Canada, mate, I'd be flicking through every single sports channel you've got and praying that it comes up. But yeah, I don't know if it's just like a British thing because they're flipping the commentary team. I don't know how many seeing some slow mos. Mercedes nose looking pointy. No, honestly, these aero rakes are massive. It is science in the Ferrari today with the weird strakes on the front wing as well, which were deemed illegal last season, but Ferrari seem to think they can get away with it this season. Yeah, they're just mentioning about this now, right? The flipping, yeah, Canada doesn't have F1 TV, does it not? I know that certain countries don't have it, but I would have thought, I'd have thought Canada had F1 TV, man. But if they don't, if Canada doesn't have F1 TV, then surely they've got like a dedicated channel where you can watch it, though. Because I think that's the idea of F1 TV for the countries that don't have like how would you call it? Don't have like comprehensive Formula One coverage. Then F1 TV is your option. But when the country has comprehensive Formula One coverage, F1 TV is not available, so that you sign up to that television service. I think that's the way they run it. Pretty much. I tell you, the Alfa Romeo front wing looks pretty complex. Completely different concept on the Mercedes front wing as well from last season to this. It's looking mean, the Mercedes. We can watch the race and quali on a variety of sports channels, but no dedicated channel. Oh. And they're not showing testing. What are they showing instead? What have they picked over this? Highlights of a hockey game from 3 weeks ago. Nah, they've got the priorities wrong, innit? You know what I mean? Wrestling. Brutal. And mind you, what time's it in Canada though? You'd be on a nighttime driller. See, that's the thing as well. The commentary team ain't going to be about it because it's going to be like 1 a.m. Yeah, 2 a.m. The Canadian commentary team are like, nah, we don't fancy it, you know. Stick the wrestling on. We're got to bed. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Not about Bahrain winter testing. Stick the wrestling on. You get Skybrook, yeah. Do you get Crofty and all that then? Do you get Crofty and Brundle in the full Sky team? Dear. David Croft being broadcast worldwide, is he? Yeah. Yeah, so they've finally started to recover Drugovic's cat. Yeah. It's really hard to be an Alonso fan, especially in this V6 hybrid era. Yeah. Yeah, it's not been easy, has it? He's not made the best career decisions neither. He's been unlucky, Alonso, over the years, really. Especially the McLaren one. The McLaren one was an absolute disaster. I don't know how you survived like 2017, 18. Or was it? When was it really bad? Like 16, 17, 18? Oh, mate, those years must have been horrific. Alonso didn't even finish a race. Oh, that was tragic, that McLaren Honda era, wasn't it? At least it's better than that now. You know what I mean? Well, hopefully it will be. This is not a good start by Aston Martin, but it should be a lot better than the McLaren Honda days, put it that way. I don't like the start of this. No, man. Not what you want, is it? Because you were eyes on Drugovic today, weren't you? You were thinking, right, let's have a look at the Aston. You know, Alonso's in it this afternoon. Let's have a good look at it. And it's lasted 20 seconds. It's broken down. And it's now going on the back of a flatbed truck. And being carted back to the pit lane. Not the ideal start, is it? What did Drugovic do? Nothing, man. It'd just be... it's either just cut out on him, it's either the engine just cut out on him, or he's received a message on the radio saying, listen, stop out on circuit, we've got a problem, you know, because they've got a million sensors on the car, and if there's a little oil leak or something not working or a multitude of things, the team can just sense that on the pit wall straight away and just message him straight away and like, right, stop the car immediately, we've got a problem. And they could have just told him that. So he didn't crash or anything, Jace. He didn't come out of the pit lane and stick it in the wall off the bat. That would be embarrassing. I seen that once before. Karen Chandok in Australia. I think it might have been a FP1 session, and it was first race of the season as well. I'm sure it was day one. First race of the season, first practice session, 30 seconds in, Karen Chandok. This is like 2010, 2011. And comes out of the pit lane in Australia. Literally, by turn 4, he spun and smashed it into the wall. I was just like, what the hell? I mean, that's why he's part of the commentary team now, not out on track. I think it was the catering. I think it was the catering he smashed up. Yeah, in about 20 seconds flat. Nightmare. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't driver error anyway. Can't believe the first power unit to fail is a Mercedes power unit at Aston. Well, yeah, I mean, do we know it's the power unit? I mean, probably, but yeah. They're in a big debate on Ferrari at the minute in the commentary box. That's how they're bridging the gap. They're bridging the red flag by going, let's have a big debate about Fred Vasseur at Ferrari. Fair play. I can screen share the live stream. Oh, you reckon I could screen share a live Formula One session and live to tell the tale? You are a braver man than me. No, within 10 seconds, the entirety of this channel would be gone. No, you can't. You can't live. You can't share. In fact, I had a few copyright claims and this, that, and the other, copyright strikes and all that for just showing the launches. I was screen sharing the launches a couple of weeks ago. I did 7 or 8 teams out of the 10, and I was just like, oh, I'll chuck out, because they were doing YouTube videos, weren't they? So I was like, oh, I'll just screen share the YouTube video. It's on YouTube, like it's on YouTube anyway. I'm just putting it on a different channel. It'll be fine. No, it's not fine. McLaren were immediately on me. Emails left, right, and centre. Copyright strike here. Copyright claim here. Bam, 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 bam. I was like, you're taking it. So it is beyond strict. It is ridiculous. So even thinking about screen sharing a live session is a dangerous game. So no, you can't do that. Basically, it's a long-winded way of saying you ain't gonna find anybody on it on YouTube live streaming this, because it ain't going to be last on YouTube for more than 10 seconds. How much Sky Sports is free? You can't. That's the point. That's why they're $1 billion company, isn't it? Honestly, we'd seen numbers of reliability issues from a number of teams testing every time. So let's see what happens. Yeah, exactly. There's always something. There's always going to be some gremlins. Morning one, day one testing. I've not seen anything radical on the RB19. To be fair, I was hoping to see the RB19 and go, oh my god, look at the side pods. But I don't know. First impressions it's not that crazy. But I've not had a proper look at it yet. We could cover the F1 logo on top. No. I even did a video a Russian is screen sharing. Well, he's got some balls on him. I wonder if the Renault engine will have issues later. There's only Alpine running Renault engines now. Well, Alpine is Renault, but they haven't got any customer teams anymore, have they? Renault. But they want to supply engines to Andretti if Andretti get into the championship, which I hope they do. The fact that 8 out of the 10 teams are against an 11th team is just so wrong, and it's so against progress, and it should not be up to the teams whether a new team gets in or not. And yeah, there should be 11 teams. There should be 12 teams in Formula One. You know, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think every single Grand Prix venue is built to hold 13 teams, 26 cars. I think there's enough garages for 13 teams. Well, I don't know. I imagine some tracks they would have to they'd have to build an annex on. They'd have to build a bit of an extension. But as I understand it, the capacity is 26 cars. The capacity is 13 teams, or at least 12. At least 12. You could run 24 cars, I imagine, at most circuits and have little to no issues. They might have to paint on a couple of grid spots at the back. But then the thing is, they will be able to, because when you've got like Formula 3 or other series, they have more than 10 teams in it. They have like 26 cars, F3 and that. So why haven't you got 20 cars in Formula 1? No. If people want to come in, they should be welcomed with open arms, provided that they're not an embarrassment and it's like some horrendous HRT scenario where they're 7 seconds off the pace. Provided it's not like that, and they've got the funding. I'm just listening to the Pierre Gasly team radio. It's talking about wind. But yeah, I think as long as they've got substantial funding and they're not going to make a pig's ear of it and they're going to actually be respectable, then they should be welcomed with open arms and they should be doing everything they can to get an 11th team, 12th team. The more the better, in my view. The more the better. Even cars with Mercedes. Even cars with Mercedes engines had reliability issues. Yeah, man. In fact, I don't know if it was the beginning of last season. I don't know if it was testing last season or the season before. But they had quite a lot of problems, the Mercedes engines, and people were like, "Whoa, Mercedes engine's not going to be reliable." In the end, it was pretty much bulletproof. So you can't read too much into it. But yeah, I think we're going to get back underway. Now, let me see if it's live timing. Now, I can't show the footage, can I? But I can put the live timings on if it works. Yeah. So we got 4 cars waiting at the end of the pit lane. They're bringing the Aston back in. Let me... Yes, the session's back underway then. Wow, there's like 6 or 7 cars waiting. So it's George, first on out again. Oh, and they've got Kevin Magnussen with the brand new Haas gear. Yeah, the live timing on the F1 website is bugging out, man. I don't know if it's just me, but that ain't loading. Join live session, yes. Oh yeah, Kevin was just thrown in at the deep end this time last year, wasn't he? Did Kevin even do pre-season testing last last year? Did Kevin even do testing, or was he just, or was his first session FP1? Yeah, Hulkenberg's out there, is he as well? I don't think I've seen the Haas yet on circuit today. That is. There's even a photo of Fernando seeing Drugovic stop on track. Yeah. You've got the RB19 there. It doesn't look first impressions is it doesn't look that radically different from the RB80. I mean, why would it be? You know what I mean? You've won 16 out of 23 races. You 16 out of 22 or 23. You don't need to radically change the concept, do you, if you're Red Bull, but it'd have been nice to see something adventurous. But they don't need to do that. The Red Bull will be quick, I'm sure. Hello, Farhan. How we doing, mate? Yeah, there's as far as the side pods go, the Red Bull is looking pretty much the same as last season. So they weren't hiding anything. Well, on the face of it, the Red Bull weren't hiding anything significant when they launched last year's car the other week. But yeah. We've got virtually everyone out there. 3, 4, 8 out of 10 out there. You're obviously not going to have the Aston out there. And the only car then other than the Aston that's not out there is the McLaren, I think. Everyone else is going round. Right, let's try and get these... What's happening with these live timings, bro? Oh, there we go. Right, let me see if I can rig this up. Live leaderboard. Okay. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Let's see if we can rig this up. We'll have a go, innit? Why not? Why not have a go at rigging this up? Yeah, F1 live timings. Yeah, Hulkenberg. I only clocked that the other day as well. That Hulkenberg's had 3 years out. That is. Oh, the livery looks good on board, actually, the Haas. Yeah, on board, the Haas livery's looking good. But yeah, Hulkenberg being out for 3 years when you're in your 30s, it's probably not an ideal... It's not ideal, that, is it? I mean, you miss a season, okay, like Alex, you know, miss a season, all right, get away with it. Like Kevin. Kevin missed a season, didn't he? But it's all right. You can sort of get away with that. 2 years out, I think you're going to take a bit to get back into it. But 3 years out, it's got to be a struggle, man. I mean, I know he's had a few substitute appearances. I know that he's kept the ink. You know what I mean? I know that he's kept it going in a way. He subbed in for Vettel, didn't he, at the beginning of last season? And then he's had a couple of subs for Racing Point. So, but having 3 years out is not it's not ideal, is it? Basically, right? Come on. I'm going to remove that. And then window capture. Yeah, we want to do a window capture. We'll call it timings. I can rig it up, I will. F1 live, what the hell? Alright, okay. Right. Alright, hang on. Right, we can rig it up to a certain extent, innit? we can do wait. What are we saying? I can rig it up to that extent, I suppose. Professional stuff. Now, usually for when it's like a in season, like when it's a proper watch along, then I have it integrated in. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't know you could actually get the timing, so I'll just slap it on the screen, innit? Call it a good job and move on. No, you can mess about with it, integrate it in, but that might do for now, innit? Emergency settings. In fact, lap by lap. Oh my god. Oh, this is like a live Twitter feed thing. No, we're not bothered about that. Interesting. Go like this. And then we'll go like... Yeah, it is a flat nose, the Alpine. So Sky seem to think that Alpine are all over it this season. But the thing is, at the launch, they weren't that ambitious, were they? Oh, why is it? Why can't I get any more than that? Why can I only get like the top 6? What's going on now? I don't know. Can we not? Oh, I see. So I'm just messing with this to try and get it. And then scroll down. Is that going to do it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the way. Right, there we go. That'll do, innit? Oh yeah, I did hear about that as well. That the Alpine is below weight limit, which does seem impressive because they have struggled. I mean, look at half the teams running with minimal to no paint work on it to get down to the weight limit. So the fact that Alpine are under it and having to put ballast on the car is pretty impressive stuff. Oh man, not a lot of sleep. Verstappen improves then. And he's not running any aero rakes. He's straight on it. Half an hour into day one, and Verstappen sets a 1 minute 34.895. Is that updated on the screen? I do not know. It should update, I suppose. Should it not? 134.8. Yeah, I think it updated. Oh, we're cool. It's all good. I can put it like that big. That big is start like, what's the point of me being here? In fact, I was going to say I could move myself to the and have it full screen. Oh, anyway, that'll do, innit? Oh, it's yeah. They're just highlighting the gap between third and fourth. Thinking this is what I mean about you've got a top three and everyone else. Alpine scored 170 points or something for P4. Unbelievable. Alpine scored like 170 points to finish fourth. Mercedes scored 500 and something points to get third. Oh, it's absolutely. Yeah, it's a good point that because they were saying the other day, oh, it's a modest. It's a modest target just to consolidate fourth and get closer to the top three. You know, Ted Kravitz was saying, "Oh, it's a bit underwhelming. It's a bit of a modest target." But when you hear it like that in context of the gap between Mercedes in third and Alpine in fourth last season in points, a 400-point difference, 300-point difference. It's massive, way too big. Look at the wheels on the AlphaTauri. It looks mint. Yeah, sorry, just distracted by the funky wheels on the AlphaTauri, man. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, so it just goes to show that we've got this thing in Formula One where you've got a top three and then a massive gap. And if Alpine can bridge that gap, or Aston Martin or McLaren, or anybody else for that matter, that'll be a big plus for the sport as a whole. We do not want two divisions. Hopefully Aston can get the car running so Djokovic can get on with his runs. Yeah, they need to get that car going as soon as possible. Only 3 days of testing this season. I don't know if I'll do tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know. I mean, I come on this morning because it's morning one, day one, innit? It's hype. You know what I mean? It's exciting times if you're big on F1. It's exciting, isn't it? Day one, morning one, it's live on telly and that. And I thought, oh, I'll do it, you know what I mean? Sod it. Let's do day one. Have a waffle about F1, see who comes on, see if you get one or two people joining, so you get a bit of F1 conversation going. But tomorrow and Saturday, I don't know, it might be a 1 day special for me, this. And then we'll come back for next weekend, innit? The watch along start again properly next weekend. And the audio should be better this season. The microphone that I had last season, when I've watched some of the videos back that I did last season on the commentary stuff, I was watching. I was like, oh, the audio's shocking. Like, couldn't deal, especially like lap one when I'm irate, when I'm like going full Murray Walker mode on lap one. The microphone was like, mate, what are you doing? Shouting down my ear hole. And it was popping and crackling and distorting everywhere. Well, I might have to mess with some of the settings on here, but the audio popping, crackling and fizzing of 2022 should be no more because we have had a significant upgrade, more of an upgrade than Red Bull seems to have on their car. We've had a big upgrade. So, yeah, the audio quality should be Better than last season, put it that way. Hopefully Aston get the car running. Oh yeah, we've seen that. We still have over 3.5 hours this morning session. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you see these issues in testing, the car's out for the entire day. But I hope that's not the case with the Aston Martin, considering it's only had 20 seconds out on circuit. Well, there's a bump just before the braking zone. And, whoa. Max Verstappen, the bottom of the car, hitting the bump there, going into turn 1. Whoa, that is a big bump. Yes, Keith. Welcome in, bro. Stay with us for the next 3.5 hours. While we go through pre-season testing, day 1, morning 1. I'll be sat here having my cornflakes in a minute. I don't give a damn. I'll literally straight out of bed. Sat here, bang, telly on, let's go. Early start. Only surprised the Haas, Alfa Romeo or Alpine are having issues later. Oh, what's that? Ferrari or Renault engines, basically. Has every single team got a matte paint job now? Williams have gone matte blue. Is that it? Who's not got a matte paint job? The McLaren's matte orange. Well, let's go through it. The Red Bull's matte paint. The Alpine is like a satin matte paint. Oh, the Haas. The Haas isn't. The Haas is gloss white and black, in it. Oh, the Alfa Romeo as well. Oh, there's 2. Oh, and the Aston. There's 3. Yeah, no, there's still 3 teams with gloss. But I don't rate the matte finish. I don't rate it at all, especially this papaya orange matte colour. I mean, if you saw that colour on a road car, you'd go, what the hell are they thinking? Unless it's like a McLaren. I won't be surprised. Yeah, I know. Engine issues. Is that what you reckon? Well, yeah. They're talking about the expectation on Oscar Piastri. He is coming in highly rated. Yeah, I think this might be the biggest expectation on a driver since Lewis. For a rookie. I don't know. Who came in with more hype? I don't really know. No, Verstappen had some eyes on him because he was out of nowhere. He come from F3 straight to F1. And he's so young, but he didn't really have that immense hype, I don't think, that Lewis had. 3.5 hours. Yeah, long one. I know. I don't know if I do it. I do it all, and that's just the morning session as well, because it's all day testing, all day for 3 days. But I was just saying before, Keith, I don't know if I do tomorrow or Saturday. But this is day 1, morning 1. It's the first time you've seen all the cars out, all the new cars out on circuit. You've seen all the new developments. It's like, it's got that excitement to it. So I thought, yeah, let's do the first morning. Do you know what I mean? But I think if it had a panel of people, if it was like a Demcast where you've got people on the panel and you've got like six people all talking on camera, then I'd do all 3 days. But I've got to talk to myself for all 3 days. Well, you know, always has a chat with me. But talk to myself for an entire 3 days is pretty long. So we'll just do the first morning. That's enough, innit? I need more staff in it, Keith. I need like motorsport madman co-presenter. That's what I need. Yeah, get your slide in the DMs if you want to be the co-presenter. Change the game, that wouldn't it? That would change the game. That if there was two or three of us, mate, that would change the game. There'd be no more me waffling on about nothing. You'd actually have some decent conversation going. Oh, cheers, Keith. Yeah, it's a bit funky. Really, my back should be like so that the that should cover the like the pattern that I've got there should cover the entire thing. But I'm sat at a weird angle today because these headphones leads only goes a certain distance. So I'm limited. I'm limited. I've got to get an extension lead, and then I can be further. But anyway, we're at an odd angle today, but it's you know it's day one. We're still setting things up, aren't we, Keith? Also, Keith, have you noticed the audio? We've upgraded the audio, Keith. Can you hear me? Are we on AMSR mode, Keith? Now the audio should be pretty clean as well. And yeah, the Alfa Romeo out on circuit. We're watching Zhou Guan Yu with bright yellow lid, and the Alfa's lucky. The Alfa looks nice livery wise, as it did last season and the season before. The Alfa always they come out with a banging livery, don't they? You can't knock them for that. Right? Can anybody explain to me? I'm looking at USHT. Can anyone explain to me why in 2023 F1 cars have grown these huge shoulders? And SHT, you know what I mean when I say shoulders, don't you? What is with that? Why? I mean, the Red Bull aside, I'd say. But the rear end of you know what I mean? It's the back of the cars. Let's say the bottom of the engine cover. You know what I mean? If you're big on F1 and you've seen all the new cars, you know what I'm talking about. I like to call it the shoulders. Why have they all got these massive shoulders on them this season? Especially the Mercedes. The Mercedes is outrageous with it. But everyone's got it. The Alpine got these massive shoulders on it. They're flipping. What else has got it? And I was like, what the hell is going on there? I think the Ferrari's got him. You're a great conversationalist chatter. Oh, I can. Yeah, when it comes to Formula One, Keith, I can keep it going. There was the Japanese Grand Prix got delayed by like 2 hours last October, and I managed through it, you know. I don't know what I talked about. But we got through it. Oh yeah, I'll never be sat here in silence for half an hour. That would be dead. Always find something, but it would just be better. It would just be better with someone else, I guess. But yeah, maybe one day it'll be a duo. You know. You know, like I don't know if you've ever seen City Extra, Keith. Well, virtually any commentary team ever, it's always two, isn't it? In it depends. I mean, you can rock it on your own, innit? But I think long term goal, yeah, duo scenario. Me going off my nut when it's lap one, going Verstappen round the outside, and then someone else like giving a technical analysis point of view. Well, then we're to the moon. Then, but until that day, well, rocket, rocket solo. There is a significant bump going into turn one, and it's causing chaos. And I wouldn't be surprised if people start complaining about that, you know. So Sainz gone quickest then. Yeah, Sainz has gone quickest by 1.1 seconds, guys. Right, we're getting a close-up of these brand new Red Bull RB19 side pods then. Oh, it is a little bit more sculpted on the underside than it was last year, I think. It's not much different though, it's the same concept. As it should be, you know, you dominated the championship, you ain't got to switch it up too much, have you? But, yeah, so it's first 45 minutes of the season in 2023, and it is Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. Whoa, that Mercedes nose cone is really rounded, much more rounded at the front than it was last year. And that lime green of George's number, and also on the wheel covers, not the wheel covers, the wheel brows. I call them the wheel brows. The lime green just pops against the black. But yeah, cheers, Keith. But yeah, I don't get why Formula One cars this season have developed these massive shoulders. What is that about? I don't like it, to be fair. It's weird. I mean, it's for cooling, I guess, to get the. Why is it so extreme compared to last season? Was the major overheating issues last season, and they've had to like open up the engine. They've had to open up the engine cover and get the cool air out the back. Get the hot air out the back. Sorry. I don't know why. But yeah, that entire. I think virtually on the Mercedes, everything from the halo down is just unpainted carbon. Lawrence Barretto then in the you got 4. You see what I mean? Sky Sports is 4 of them in the commentary box right now. They can just waffle between them. That's the way. That is the way, man. Go on then. What's the interesting thing, Lawrence? No one's saying anything. Everyone's keeping the cards close to the chest, so says Lawrence Barretto. No one's giving an indication. We're looking amazing. We're looking terrible. No one's giving any clues about the pace this season. But the clues are right here. Wouldn't it be brilliant if one of the midfield cars was rapid? That would be fantastic. Imagine that the Alpine is rapid, or the McLaren, or the Aston Martin is rapid. I remember there being a lot of hype over the Racing Point a couple of years ago when they did like the pink Mercedes year. Was that 2020? I feel like it was 2020. There's a lot of hype because it was quick, because it was basically a Mercedes, and it was quick. They got a race win out of it, didn't they? At this circuit, actually, on the outer loop layout, and I think they got a few podiums, pole position in Turkey with it, but it didn't really. It wasn't like as good as the hype, was it? Because at the end of the day, it was Force India, wasn't it? Really. I think these massive shoulders on it. The Mercedes has gone extreme with it. It's looking nuts, actually. They're just using it as like it's like a 2-for-1. It's opening up the mate, the nose on the Ferrari is in. Look at the nose on the Ferrari. Yo, the nose on the Ferrari's flexing. Not in a good way. Yeah, the nose is bending in. There's a deformation in the Ferrari nose. That is not intentional. That is not intentional. They're gonna have to beef that up there. Yeah, there's no way that's intentional. Too thin, the carbon fibre. Must be. It must be too thin. It's flexing. The nose is literally folding in on itself at full speed. You can't be doing that. Yeah, look at that. No, that's weird. I've never seen that before. Wow. It's just too thin. The carbon. It's gotta be. No, that's weird. Yo, Dougie. Good morning, my lad. How are you going, Dougie? I was on with Denver last night. I've done late night and then early morning. Yeah, so we've got Sainz quickest on a 1:33.7 by 1.1 seconds, and we've got Verstappen for Red Bull, Pierre Gasly in the Alpines third. I mean, these times don't matter. I just thought I might as well go through it. It's been an hour. Zhou Guanyu in the Alfa Romeo, 2.5 seconds off the pace in fourth. Russell just goes fifth as I speak, 3 seconds off the pace. Obviously, you can't read anything into these times. Oh, the wheels on the AlphaTauri look cool, though. That's what you can read into this. The wheel covers on the AlphaTauri, 10-10. I actually like the livery of the AlphaTauri. A lot of people, the general consensus is that people didn't like it, but I think it looks smart. I think the red suits it as well. Shooting down for a bit on. Oh, mate, drunk or lad. I'll be honest with you, Dougie. I don't really like Drunkard. I don't. Put it this way, I'd never go on there on my own. I'd never just be like bored in the evening and go, I'll tell you what, I'll go on Drunkard. No, mate. Am I bothered about speaking to the people on there? No, lad. They all think they've all got main character syndrome on that Drunkard. They all think the main characters. You know what I mean? Topless, tattoos, like, man, no, mate, you're not the main character. I don't. I'd prefer, honestly, Dougie. I'd much prefer talking to you lot, innit? You, Jamza, Jordan, Denver, Sean, Dugan, Aways, the usual crew. I'd much prefer talking to the usual crew than slinging myself into a random chat room with a load of people that think the main attraction of the night. Nah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a madhouse. It is over the top, man. It's just a madhouse. That's a perfect description. It's just a madhouse. And the thing is, our group, or well, should I say like Denver's community, yeah, it doesn't need a madhouse. It is its own madhouse. If you get the regular crew on, you get Denver on, Jamza, you, me, you know, Dugan, Sean, you get the usual Ways, you get the usual crew on, mate. You don't need to then put that into a madhouse. It is its own madhouse. Nah, CBA with Drunkard, mate. But I was on for a bit. I was on my flight simulator when I, and then I thought, yeah, I better go to bed because I'm up now. Hulkenberg out on circuit then in the Haas. Haas looking a bit bouncy on the back straight. They've done something radical with that engine cover. It's sort of an evolution from last season on the Haas. And goes P2. Nico Hulkenberg goes P2. And he does look good on board as well, the Haas. I said that before, but yeah. Livery on board, decent. Are they talking about Daniel Ricciardo? I think they're talking about Daniel Ricciardo. Drugovich is out. Drugovich is back out on circuit in the Aston Martin. Outlap. So it has taken about 3/4 of an hour to sort out the Aston Martin, but I think he's been sent back out there. He's game on. And there we go. Felipe Drugovich in the Aston Martin is out on circuit. Even that's got these shoulders at the back. Yeah, let's go. He's back out. He's back out there. $110 iconic years, Aston Martin. Okay. Luckily not a severe issue, no. I think he's on a... No! The Aston's not stopping. Oh no, he's just moving. He's just moving out of the way for the Ferrari. I thought he's stopping again. No, the Aston's underway. The Aston's underway. He's going slow down to turn 4, though. Merc sandbagging. Do you reckon, Bertie? Yeah, they've not even got the sandbags out yet. It's the first hour of day one, isn't it? But I have no doubt that the Mercedes will be quick this season. I have no doubt. I think it'd be there or thereabouts, the Mercedes, I reckon. They've had the blip. Mercedes can't afford to have another bad year, man. Yeah, Drugovich is on some sort of what do they call it? A constant speed run. He's on some sort of limiter down the straights, like an aero run, isn't it? You stay at the same speed down the straights and get aero data, I guess. Oscar Piastri running wide, turn 10. The orange is a completely different colour from certain cameras. I noticed that last season. That papaya orange on the McLaren, from the onboard camera to some of the television cameras, it's a completely different orange. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's just something I've noticed before. It's really weird. Oh, look at the aero paint on the Williams. We've got the aero paint is out. A bright orange aero paint on the left, well, the right hand side of the Williams. Left as we look at it. Oh yeah. The problem with testing is that the teams can choose not to show everyone what their true speed is. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't see that as a problem, though. I see that as just par for the course. You wouldn't, to be honest, I wouldn't want testing to reveal everything anyway. I want to go into the first race with some air of mystery about it. I don't want to have 3 days of testing and we know exactly the running order and we know exactly it's going to be, we can predict. I don't want to be able to predict the first race off of testing. It's actually I find it's a good thing to actually have a bit of mystery about it and think, oh, is this team sandbagging? Is this team holding back? Has this team got a big upgrade coming for the first race? And you don't really know. That's part of it. That's part of it. If this was basically a 3-day qualifying session, then the first race wouldn't be the same because everyone would kind of know. So it could sort of kill the hype a bit. So no, I don't actually mind that people hold back. You don't want to give away all your secrets, do you? You don't want to give everybody a heads up on what you're doing. I wonder where the Williams will be this season. Is it just a P? Is it another P10 for Williams, or is anyone expecting anything big? New team principal, is it James Vowles from Mercedes? So new driver lineup as well. Logan Sargent, who's in the car this afternoon, I think. So yeah, American driver, first American driver since Alexander Rossi in 2014, I think. So first American driver for a decade. And I don't really know much about Logan Sargent. I'm not the biggest Formula 2. I'm not the biggest Formula 2 fan ever. In fact, I want to watch more F2 races this season, but I only watched a handful of races last year, and Logan Sargent didn't win any ones I saw, but I think he finished fifth or sixth in the championship. Did he win a couple of races, I guess, but yeah, Logan Sargent's a huge question mark for me. I have no idea with Logan Sargent. With Oscar Piastri, you know he's going to be decent. With Nick De Vries, I've got big expectations on him. I think he's going to be solid. But Logan Sargent, complete mystery. Piastri, Albon, and Drugovich still with no actual time set. Yeah, man. Oh, in fact, we don't need Logan Sargent on the thing, do we? You're right. Yeah, Logan Sargent's not even there, so I can just do that. Because, yeah. Do you think Hamilton can win the title? Yeah. I've predicted, Bertie, I've predicted Charles Leclerc world champion. I did go back and watch it. I did a prediction video a few days ago. What are we on Thursday? I did a prediction video Monday night. I went through it all, what I think the drivers' championship order will be and everything. I went Aston Martin to have a great year, McLaren to have a poor season. I've gone Leclerc to win the championship. What else? Mercedes back to winning races. Yeah. Alonso podiums, I've predicted. I predicted Lando, Norris, and McLaren fallout, and Lando to join Red Bull in 24. That's something I'm going for. I'm going for Lando to be disappointed by this year's McLaren and jumping ship. And Red Bull running the Verstappen-Norris partnership in 2024. That's what I'm going for. That would be a hell of a lineup. But yeah, it's all BS. None of it's going to happen. But you got to do your prediction videos, don't you? We're on board with Alexander Albon in the Williams. And he's gone quicker than anybody. Alexander Albon now tops the timing sheets on a 1:33.6, a tenth of a second quicker than Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. Go on, Alex. Williams for the championship. Oh yeah, that was disappointing that Williams haven't gone for the Gulf livery, but it is what it is. Oh, they're talking about the launches. Ferrari, by a long way, was the best launch. To launch the car and then send it out on circuit and film it on circuit live for its very first laps. That was special. The Ferrari launch was on a different scale. Sorry, I'm slow with reading the comments. Apologies. Album Fast is okay, yeah. It's with softs and only tested, yeah, this is it. Sergeant for late, yeah. Personally, even as a big Hamilton fan, yeah, I still think Mert will be a bit far off the pace for Ferrari and Red Bull cars because it was so far off last year. Yeah, they have got a bit of a... But they did win the Brazilian Grand Prix at the end of last season, which gives me a bit of hope that they almost caught up. By the end of the season, they were almost on par. So with another little jump, another little third of a second, I reckon they'll be. Yeah, I reckon they'll be there or thereabouts. Mercedes. I can't envision a scenario where they're struggling again, and it's round one, and they're struggling to get in top 10, and because it was an absolute disaster beginning of last season. You know, Lewis qualifying like 16th in Saudi Arabia and stuff like that, and the car bouncing everywhere. It was a shambles. I can't see that. I think they'll be competitive from the off, like they were at the end of last season. They'll carry that through, I think. Replay with Nico Hulkenberg. So, wonder what's going on with Piastri. Well, he is out there now, but I don't think he's got a lot of laps. Does it say how many laps on it? Hang on. Oh yeah, it does. Wait. There we go. I should have had that on from the beginning. So I had that cropped in not such a great way. In fact, I'll go further this side, and then we can. Yeah. When it's a proper watch alongs, I'll integrate the live timings much better onto the screen, innit? But for now, we just slapped it on. I didn't even think I could get live timings on the screen today, but yeah, we just slap it on. It is what it is. So yeah, we can see how many laps we've done now. I mean, it's a bit small for me. Let's have a look. Let's have a gander a minute. Let's have a look a minute. So Albon's on 15 laps. Oh, he's on the softs, yeah, like you say, SHC, he's on the softs. Then Sainz and Hulkenberg are on this like experimental tyre. New compound. Yeah, Sainz. Hulkenberg 19 laps, Verstappen 18, Zhou 13. Wait, yeah, Piastri only 10 laps so far. And obviously Drugovic just with the 3. Yeah, the Jolene Palmer talk about how the teams don't really big themselves up, and I find that disappointing, man. I would love it if they were more bullish, because they don't big themselves up. They always are overly modest with it. If you keep seeing a bit of carbon fibre out on circuit or something, there's like a piece of a car out on track. Oh, this is a bit of Haas. So he's into turn 5. He's taking too much curb in turn 6. Oh, he drops away over the top. Wow. Yeah. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, about the teams that are so modest Wow, he's seen Hulkenberg going over that curb again and breaking a bit of the front wing off. Oh, is that what it is? A little piece of the floor has come off Hulkenberg's Haas. Oh yeah. But yeah, they should. I would much prefer they bigged it up, but they're never going to do that. They're always going to be, well, there's a lot of competition this season. We don't really know where we stand. Whereas it'd be so much more entertaining for a team to come out and be like bullish with it and be like, yeah, we fancy our chances this year. No one's got a chance. Like, well, not that stupid, but like, you know, they better watch out because we're coming for them. You know what I mean? Imagine that at a launch. Otmar Safnauer takes the mic at the Alpine launch and goes, the top three better watch it because we are catching you. You know what I mean? Like, proper, like, I remember once, Alonso in 2010 mid-season he was like 120 points behind or something 100 points behind, and at mid-season he says, I'm going to win the championship. At the British Grand Prix mid-season 2010 he said, I'm going to win the championship as Verstappen goes quickest. And it's an outrageous thing to say with 100 points off the lead, but he almost did. Now, he didn't win it. We all know he didn't. You know, Vettel won it. But Fernando went into the final race of the season leading the championship. Now, that was backing yourself, innit? And he almost did win it. Yeah, look at the undercut on that Red Bull side pod is more aggressive this season. It is more sculpted this season. And putting bright green aero paint on it just highlights that even more. The tunnel that they've got going from underneath the side pod all the way back to the rear of the car is unlike any other car on the grid. That tunnel that they've got going on there. Seems like Oscar is having a bit of issues as well, is he? Right, I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm going to get something to eat, and because it's a long stream, innit? Yeah, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'll just put this music on, put this full screen, and yeah, I'll be back in 5, guys. Right, we're back. What's new? What's happened? What did I miss?
What's new?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Right, Oscar keeps going in and out of the pits. Is that what's happening? We've got Sainz, Verstappen, Joel and Hulkenberg out there at the moment. 2.5 hours to go in this morning session. Pre-season testing day 1, morning 1. And it's Sainz leading 0.3 of a second quicker than Verstappen in the Red Bull. But having a big moment in turn 5 and 6. Losing the rear end there, Ferrari. Going through the fast right left. And having to cut right across the circuit. Dodgy rear end. Yes, Declan, how we doing, bro? F1's back, baby. I'll be better breakfast. Oh, we're on all morning, aren't we? We're on all morning, dear lad. Long day. So they're hype about the Alpine at Sky. This is a first. You are watching the Formula One Aramco pre-season test from Bahrain. I know. Don't need a message on the screen telling us that. They're hype about the Alpine. What is this? What's this Alpine hype? Is the Alpine the car or what? What's good? What? I mean, I back it. I want one of the midfield teams to be rapid. So I fully back a quick Alpine. Let's go, but it just seems random to me that that's what they're sort of bigging up. Doing good, just woke up his day because I've got to go to academy. They're taking me and my pals to Taco Bell. Taco Bell. American crap that is, isn't it? Mate, we're getting an in-depth deep dive into this Alpine here. They're loving it on Sky Sports. Oh yeah, Alpine had that bulky. Was that last season or season before they had that massive engine cover? I feel like that was the year before, but they still had a bulky one last year. Underweight limit is a good sign though. I will say that about the Alpine. Underweight limit is decent, bro. Oh, the AlphaTauri Team Polo looking sick. And I get me some AlphaTauri merch. Go on, Yuki lad. Technical Director Jodie Eggington. It's like a cartoon name. What, are you at a football academy, is it, Declan? You might not even be here anymore. But when you say academy, you mean like a football academy? Do you play for a team? Sorry that I'm quiet. I'm listening to Jodie Eggington. I've never heard of Jodie Eggington till now. Technical Director of AlphaTauri. So get in. Oh damn, I've still got the music on. I apologise. Oh damn. So I just put that music on for the stuck the music on for the interlude. I just forgot to turn it off again. Apologies. Yeah, it's they talk about Nick De Vries, and yeah, that's a good signing for Ralph Tyler. I think Nick De Vries will lead the team. To be honest, I think he'll go in at AlphaTauri and he'll lead the team, and Yuki will be left out in the cold. Yeah, Nick De Vries is going to be decent, man. He's going to be decent. If his Italian Grand Prix debut is anything to go about, then yeah, Nick De Vries is going to be a driver. Going to be a good driver, man. And he should just slot right in. Felipe Drugovich has not set an actual proper time yet. Neither's Yuki. In fact, I'd say Russell, Piastri and Tsunoda and Drugovich, all four of them have not really set a proper lap time yet. I mean, you wouldn't think the Mercedes is going to be 3.5 seconds off the pace. And Piastri 4.2 off the pace. And Yuki Tsunoda over 7 seconds off. You know, that's not real, is it? But as I say that, Tsunoda might be on a bit of a lap now. He's on personal best sector 1. So is this the first proper push lap from AlphaTauri of the season? Could be. I do like the livery on that AlphaTauri. I reckon it looks smart, that. Yeah, did AlphaTauri finish 9th? Yeah. AlphaTauri finished 9th out of 10 in the Constructors. I think I've put them 9th again this season in my predictions as well. Oh. But no, I think it looks smart. And the wheel covers on the AlphaTauri. Next level. Oh yeah, so they've taken the aero rakes off now. Yeah, they're taking the aero rakes off and they're giving it a go now. AlphaTauri. Yeah, Pierre's gone. Pierre's been shipped over to Alpine. I'm glad. I'm glad Pierre's got a proper factory seat, man. He deserves it. Drugovic on a lap. His first, looking like it's going to be his first actual timed lap of the session. An hour and a half in. Or more than an hour and a half in, really. Hour and 40 in. Yeah, they're saying. Yeah, it is make or break for Yuki Tsunoda this season. Yeah, it's make or break. I reckon it's make or break for Zhou Guanyu as well. I mean, maybe Zhou Guanyu will get 3 years regardless, but I don't know. I reckon he's got to step up a bit. He was decent in quali, Zhou Guanyu, but he got absolutely obliterated in point scoring terms by Bottas. I think Bottas got like 50 something points. Zhou Guanyu's got like 4 points or something. It was extreme anyway. The gap between Bottas and Zhou in the championship was extreme, and the gap can't be that big this season. Else Zhou will be gone. And Yuki, the thing is, if Yuki gets dominated, if Nick De Vries jumps in and dominates Yuki from day one, it's game over for Yuki as well. Big year for Tsunoda. Make or break. Because it's year 3 now for Tsunoda. He's had his rookie season and he's had another season on top of that. Yuki's entering his 3rd season. It's now or never. And there's Nick De Vries. What's he doing? Nick De Vries on the side of the circuit. What is he trying to gauge the... What's he trying to do? Gauge the... How flat it is. I don't understand what he's doing there at the end of the pit lane. Nick De Vries, but... Whoa, and then we've seen a replay. The Williams on board exit the final corner, losing the rear end. Woo. A lose-lose environment, he's saying at AlphaTauri, Jolyon Palmer. Yeah, they're saying if De Vries beats Tsunoda, it's game over for Tsunoda. It is. It's no use. Yeah, Nick De Vries coming in at 28 years old as well. Peak. Not normal, that, is it? Ah, right. So he finished fourth in 2018, did Nick De Vries in F2, right? And then where'd he go? Formula E. Yeah, Nick De Vries was coming through the ranks at the same time of George, Lando, and Alex were coming through. And that is an unfortunate time to be in Formula 2. Because all three of them got promoted at the same time, didn't they? George, Lando, and Alex all got an F1 seat at the same time. And so if you're in that class in 18 with them lot, it's a tough ask, isn't it? And that was where Nick De Vries found himself, and that's why it's delayed his career by 4 or 5 years while he's had to go in Formula E and other categories. But now he gets his chance. You know, he had his amazing debut in Italy last season, subbing in for an injured Alex Albon. Oh, was it? Yeah. And yeah, great debut in the Williams. Scored a couple of points, and now he gets his chance. It's debut at 28, which is unusual. De Vries is on a full warm up at the side of the circuit. He's like doing a little fitness regime at the end of the pit lane. Not on track. But... Flying lap, Alex Albon currently sits third. We can make this bigger, can't we? Hang on. We can make it that big. Orange aero paint on the front of the Williams as well. Yeah, talking about AlphaTauri, I think De Vries will come in and lead the team from day one. And Yuki will be done at the end of this season. That's my prediction when it comes to AlphaTauri. Sam Collins, trackside. Trackside live. I was going to call this channel that, and then I thought, I'm not at the side of the track though, am I? So, it wouldn't have really worked. It would have been a bit of a joke to call it trackside. I was sat here in my room. But yeah, he is trackside. Sam Collins, turn 10. In fact, a hell of a place to be, that. Oh. Gasly trying to get out of the way. The Alpine does look aggressive. The rear end of the Alpine, the side pod gully on the Alpine is extreme. I got to admit that it is. It was pretty extreme last season. They've gone even more. But yeah, they've flattened out the nose. Do you know what it looks like on the Alpine as well? It looks like they've gone for like a high nose. Or a higher nose than normal. A little bit like the Aston was last season. I could be wrong, but it just looks like it's... They try to get some air underneath to the floor as well. I don't know. It just looks a bit... Looks a bit higher, that nose, than no. Yeah, it definitely looks a bit higher, that nose on the Alpine. Yeah, no, the porpoisin's virtually... Yeah, the porpoisin's virtually gone. Virtually gone. Not completely, but 90% gone. It's not... It doesn't look like it's a big issue. Gazza going completely off the circuit there. Exit turn 4. Is he pushing? It looks like Pierre's sort of pushing, really. So I'm not talking a lot. I'm listening to listening to Sam Collins. His insight is actually decent. I do rate Sam Collins. I mean, no one's beating Ted Kravitz in it, but Sam Collins is knows his stuff, man. What's happening with Mercedes? They've not really shown the hand at all. Mercedes, 3.5 seconds off the pace, obviously George, but you know, someone was in the chat before saying the sandbagging. I don't even think they've got to the stage of sandbagging. I just don't think they've really got much going. How many laps has George done? George done 22 laps. I think they're just rolling round at the moment. They're just getting to grips with the car. I don't think they've gone on a low fuel. Well, no one will have gone on a low fuel run, but I don't think they've given it a proper. He's not giving it a proper push lap yet. I don't think. But I think the Mercedes will be up there. You know, by the time we get to FP1 next Friday, they'll be all right. Mercedes, I reckon. I wouldn't read into the 3.5 seconds off the pace at the minute. You know, they'll be doing all right. Jake Buxton, Will Buxton in the pit lane. The Alfa Romeo does look nice on circuit, man. I think for me, Alfa Romeo wins the Battle of the Liveries. Although saying that, the Mercedes does look mean. The Mercedes does look mean. I'll have to give the livery award to Mercedes, even though there's no imagination in it. It's just matte black raw carbon, but it does look mean. It's like Batmobile settings for Mercedes. The Alfa Romeo looks nice, and the Ferrari looks rapid. Hope they'll be up there. What an exciting year. Me too, man. The number one priority for me is a championship battle, because I was doing watch-alongs all last season, and dead. Dead. When you've got one driver winning 16 out of 23 races, by mid-season, no one's interested anymore. No one cares. So hopefully this season we can get a bit of a championship battle going and get a bit of interest drawn in, and hopefully we can start growing the channel a little bit. So yeah, get yourself subscribed if you're new. I'm going to be live for pretty much every qualifying and definitely every single race. And we can have a little chat amongst ourselves, can't we? See if we can grow a little bit of a community this season, because last season wasn't the one. But no, we're chilling this year. Last year I tried to go down the route of like trying to commentate, and a large portion of it was big cringe. So this season we're just chilling, and we're just gonna have a chat, and we're just gonna watch, and we're just gonna have a chat. I'm not gonna be trying to be Sky Sports presenter. I'm just gonna be me. And I think that was half the problem. And yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, a championship battle would certainly help things. Especially coming off the back of 21 as well. The 2021 was so good. It was a 10 out of 10 season. You know, even with the way it ended, that just created more talking points. It was a 10 out of 10 season, 2021. And then to go from that to 22 was... yeah, it wasn't the best. So hopefully it can bounce back a little bit. We can have a little bit of competition this season. And Ferrari can really take the fight to Red Bull. With Fred Vasseur at the helm, I feel like they will be a lot more organised. I don't see Ferrari making as many like embarrassing errors this season. Strategically, I think Fred Vasseur is going to get them all in line a little bit better. I see the reliability being better as well at Ferrari. I just think that overall it's just going to be a much more organised package. And hopefully they can challenge. As for Mercedes, we all know they had big issues, especially with porpoising at the beginning of the last season. Porpoising's not a thing this year. And I think Mercedes will carry on the momentum that they had at the end of last year. So I see Mercedes being right up there as well. And hopefully we get a scenario where 6 cars... fighting for every single race, you know, or at least 4. You know what I mean? At least I'm not sure about Sainz and Perez. I'm not sure about them too, but certainly Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, and Verstappen, if they can fight for every single race win this season, then we're in for a good one. And then on Sky, they're bigging up Alpine. They reckon Alpine is is the car this season. Well, not the car, not that championship winning car, but they reckon the Alpines made big gains. This is what they've dedicated a lot of time to on the coverage this morning is the Alpine. So they reckon they're onto something. I don't know, first I've heard, but we'll see how they go. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope. I think it will be. I think it will be a better season. I think it will be. I don't see it being so straightforward for Red Bull as it was last year. I mean, hopefully it's not. But I genuinely think they'll have stiffer competition this season. Yeah, I genuinely think they will have stiffer competition this season, Red Bull. Not to say that Verstappen won't be champion in the end, because he probably will, even though I've predicted Leclerc, just because why not, something different. Even though Max will probably be champion in the end, I think and I hope he's going to face a lot of a harder fight and a lot more competition this season, and he won't just cruise his way to 16 Grand Prix victories. As impressive as that is, and as mighty a job as that is, it's also a little bit dead for everyone who isn't a Verstappen fan, What time's the afternoon test start? UK time. I think so. This session, the morning session ends in 2 hours. So the morning session ends at 11, and then I guess there's a couple of hours break, maybe 1 hour, but I'd guess a couple of hours, and maybe it starts again at 1 till like 4 or 5, something like that. Maybe a little bit longer, but I won't be live for the afternoon session. In fact, I probably won't be live for all this morning session, because got to go to work. So I'll just be live for a little bit more. But I thought I'll do day one. I'm not going to do all 3 days of testing. It's, what I mean? I'm a one-man band. There's only so long you can sort of waffle onto yourself for. So yeah, I thought I'll do the first morning because it's day one, session one. It's exciting. So yeah, we'll do a bit this morning, and then the next one I'll probably come live for practice next week. FP1, do a watch along, and then obviously from qualifying onwards, we'll be in full swing of things by next weekend. But yeah, I would guess 1 p.m. UK time. Although I did have a, hang on, I did have a thing actually on my phone. I don't need to guess. I've got a thing. Oh, did I not say? Oh yeah, here we go. Session 2. Oh no, sorry, I'm wrong. Right. 12:10. Yeah, so testing schedule, Thursday, 6:50 a.m. session 1, 12:10 p.m. session 2. Mind you, that's when the coverage starts. So, I don't know, maybe it starts at 12:20, 12:30, maybe. Yeah, hammer time. Well, yeah, that's it, you see, yeah. So Lewis will be in the car, yeah. Oh, David Croft in the commentary box. Crofty and Ant in the commentary box for the last couple of hours of the morning session on day one. So the Red Bull as well, running some more bright green aero paint on the back end of the side pod there. I think Verstappen and Red Bull are the only team who will run the same driver all day. So Max is in for the whole day and tomorrow morning as well. So Red Bull are the only team splitting testing in half and giving the first half of the entire 3-day test to Verstappen and giving the second half of the entire 3-day test to Perez. All the other teams are switching it up halfway through each day. So yeah, at the moment we've got Sainz in the Ferrari. This afternoon will be Leclerc. We've got Verstappen in the Red Bull all day, as I was just saying. Right now we've got Albon in the Williams. This afternoon it'll be Sargent. We've got Zhou Guan Yu in the Alfa Romeo this morning. This afternoon will be Valtteri Bottas. We have got George Russell in the Mercedes this morning. Lewis Hamilton gets his first run out this afternoon. Nico Hülkenberg takes to the wheel of the Haas this morning. Right now out on circuit, and Kevin Magnussen will get his first laps this afternoon. We've got Pierre Gasly in the Alpine, P7 at the moment in the standings, currently in the pits, and Esteban Ocon will take over this afternoon in the Alpine. We have got, as the cameras focus on him, Oscar Piastri, the rookie, number 81, Oscar Piastri from Australia, in the McLaren this morning, and Lando Norris will get his first look and first proper ride out in the McLaren this afternoon. We've got Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri, and Nick De Vries, who we've seen warming up behind the pit lane. Nick De Vries on a full fitness regime, warming up for taking his seat this afternoon. And finally, Felipe Drugovich in place of Lance Stroll, who has, I believe, been knocked off his bike during a training session. So he might be out for a few weeks. I do not know what the scenario is with Lance Stroll. Will he make the first race? Will he not? Will Felipe Drugovich do the first race? Will it be someone else? That is all unknown. What is sure is that Lance Stroll will not be at this pre-season test, and so Felipe Drugovich is taking his time in the car. The current reigning F2 champion, a Brazilian, I believe, Felipe Drugovich, takes to the seat of the Aston Martin this morning, and Fernando Alonso, two-time world champion, will take over that this afternoon. And by the end of the day, everyone bar Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, has had a go in the new car. Alpine is the talk of the town. Where's this come from? Someone's had a word with the Sky Sports crew and gone, hey, keep an eye on that Alpine. Someone's had a word with Sky Sports and gone, you know what, you wanna have a look at that Alpine? It's looking rapid. Look at how complex. Slow-mo close-up of the Red Bull floor there. Really complex stuff. Looks brilliant. Yeah, 15mm raise in the floor height. What's that? A centimetre and a half. Is that going to change the running order? I don't think so. Tsunoda goes P8 then with a 135. I think he's 2.1 seconds off the pace. Yuki, as I was saying before, big year for Yuki Tsunoda. Make or break. So the current order is Sainz, Verstappen, Albon, Zhou, Russell, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Tsunoda, Piastri and Drugovich. As we see Hamilton in the Mercedes garage. And Felipe Drugovich looks like he's winding up for a lap then. There was rumours that the Aston Martin was... the air tunnel figures were looking really good. But we come on air and it's all about Alpine. So I've got no idea. $50 million difference in ride height. Wow. And they're saying Anthony Davidson saying that's a massive change. That they work in $500 million. They work in changing the ride height by 0.5 millimeter. So $50 million is a huge change. What the hell? I wouldn't have thought so. I wouldn't have thought that. Yeah, the Aston's certainly gone for a different concept. Before, they had that high nose idea. Yeah, Aston, the yeah, Aston Martin went for that high nose concept and getting air underneath the front wing and getting it into the floor. To me, it looks like Alpine have gone down that road, and Aston Martin have gone conventional with it. Ted Kravitz. What's the wiring? Look at George's. I have never seen that kind of wiring coming out of the back of a Formula One steering wheel before. What are they monitoring there? And what, raising the ride height 15 mil has cost half a second in lap times. Wow. Yeah, the Mercedes bodywork is radical and it is unique. And they have kept a similar philosophy, but they've just refined it and they've not ditched the jelly mold side pod idea. They've just elaborated on it and created these massive shoulders at the back. Extreme, that Mercedes. We're just on board with Verstappen, turn 13. How many laps has Max done? I feel like he's not even stopped. Oh, the laps isn't. Oh, I know how it's doing it. It's doing how many laps they've done on that specific tyre, not how many laps they've done in total. Oh, there you go. That's it in total. 39 laps. So Sainz has done 40. Has Sainz done the most laps then? Let me have a look at this. Yeah, so Sainz and Verstappen have done. Look at, they've got the teams wrong. Look, it says Max Verstappen Williams. No. What are they? But yeah, Sainz and Verstappen have 39, 40 laps. Albon in the Williams has done 36. And then Zhou Guanyu and Yuki Tsunoda have done 20. They've got the colour coding and stuff wrong on it. It's buggy. But yeah, George Russell is saying, there should be two cars at the test. And there's a good argument for that. Why did they not do that? Yeah, what's the cables, Crofty? Packaging gone wrong. No, it ain't packaging gone wrong. Well, they're saying them for measuring vibrations on the steering wheel. That bodywork is extreme on that Mercedes. Can make that a bit bigger, can't we? But yeah, ignore the colour coding on the F1 website. They've fully messed that up. They've got Verstappen in a Williams. They've got flipping Tsunoda in a McLaren. They haven't got a clue what's going on at F1.com. Oh yeah, look at this. So you can see these cables on the on the Mercedes. That is extreme. That Mercedes, the shoulders on it. The only way I can describe it is the shoulders. The shoulders on it are extreme. There's certain angles seeing that Mercedes. There's certain angles where you think, jeez. Christian's there. Christian Horner. Death is. Am I echoey? I feel like I've gone all echoey. I don't know. Death has arisen, lad. I was up with you way too late, lad. On a drunkard mode, flying to Fiji at 2, 3 in the morning. What was I thinking? I'm going back to bed in a minute, me. But I had to do the first morning in it. I feel like I'm echoey. Apologies if it's the audio's echoey. I've still got to set up this mic in it properly. But I had to still come live to do the first morning. But I'm not staying on much longer. We've seen the cars now, innit? Come back for the first race. Mate, you're echoey. Yeah. Oh, how long did you stay on for on Drunkard, lad? How long was you on for, lad? I was on till late enough. But you was doing pint offs and all sorts, weren't you? Jesus. Yeah, you be fully in the bin today. Mate, I'm in the bin and I didn't even drink a lot. I had just no sleep, virtually. 3 hours sleep. I've got a 9-hour shift this afternoon, so I'm going back to bed in a minute. Just woke up, it's 4:30, not a clue, yeah, mate. Not a clue. I'd say the Williams is probably the most conservative in its design. Looking at it, I don't know. I worry about Williams because you want him to take a step forward this season, but I'm not sure about the Williams. I think the Haas looks more developed than the Williams. Yo, I'm. Why is this gone? Why is this gone echoey? Skip frames, jeez. The Wi-Fi was on a wavy one, was it? Bop, 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 bop. I don't know why. I don't know why it's echoing. It just seems like it's weird. Oh yeah, Alpha Tauri. I've got two small drivers. In other words, lightweight. Yeah, the Ferrari knows. Yes. Yeah, they got to beef up that Ferrari nose, man. You can't have it deforming. Yeah, there shouldn't be any give in the nose. Give it a press. Give it a press. I love it. They say Ted Kravitz give the Ferrari nose a press, lad. Yeah, go on, Ted. Ted Kravitz, an absolute legend. Absolute punditry god. Ted Kravitz has always been the king of it all, mate. Never mind your David Croft and your Martin Brundle. Ted Kravitz in the pit lane he's your man. As if the nose deforms on the Ferrari at speed, like the carbon fiber's that thin that it flexes when at 200 mile an hour down the straights. You're joking. They're gonna have to beef that up. The FIA be looking at that and going, "You can't be having that, lad. You can't be having that." But yeah, they're also looking at the underside of the Ferrari, so they don't look like they're going out anytime soon anyway, Ferrari. And Sainz Felipe Drugovich also in the pits. In fact, we've only got Albon and Zhou out there at the moment. Hour and a half to go in this morning session of day one. And it's Sainz from Verstappen. Top two, Albon third, Zhou, Russell, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Tsunoda, Piastri and Drugovich. But interestingly, day one, morning one, the talk of the town has been Alpine, which has really taken me by surprise. I thought the talk of the town would be Aston Martin or I don't know, but it seems to be all eyes on Alpine. It's, seems to be the topic of conversation. Oh yeah, these slot gap separators on the Ferrari as well is controversial. Good question. Why can they run it when it was illegal on the Mercedes last season? Nice little conversation there. Verstappen talking to team boss Christian Horner and teammate Sergio Perez. Bit of a debrief. First impressions of the brand new car being discussed. I'd love to be a fly on the wall there and hear what he's got to say about the brand new Red Bull that he's just had his first laps in. Yeah, what's the verdict, Max? He looks happy enough anyway. It looks like he's pretty happy with how things are going at Red Bull. Let's have a look at Twitter. What's Twitter saying? Let's have a gander. Sad to see Matthew Binotto go. I'm not. He was in above his head, that guy. Is it echoey? Hang on. Is it echoey? Hang on. Oh, it doesn't sound echoey on the stream. So get in dirty, lad. Doing all right there, me lads. Drugovic is the only car out on circuit now. See, look, I saw this tweet last night. Rumours continue to circulate about Aston Martin. The wind tunnel numbers for the AMR 23 are supposedly very promising. There is hope that Aston could overtake the midfield. See, that's what I predicted on Monday. But we've come live today, day one, morning one, session one. Are they talking about Aston being rapid? No. Not a word of it, not a breath of it. It's all about Alpine. So is Alpine the surprise package this season? Or what? We don't know. We do not know. Right, I'll stay on for another 10 or 15 minutes. So we'll do 3 hours. 3 hour stream, long enough innit? Day one, morning one, and then I can have a bit of a nap before going to work. And that is the plan. And then we've done a bit of testing, haven't we? It was never going to be. It was never going to be a thrill a minute doing winter testing, but I had to do the first morning, day one, morning one. Have a look at the brand new cars. But yeah, the next stream after this will be the Bahrain Grand Prix weekend. So probably FP1. We'll do first practice ahead of the Bahrain Grand Prix next Friday morning. Probably about 9 a.m, 10 a.m, something like that. Next Friday will be the next stream. I can't stream 3 days of testing on my own. It's just long. I'd need a co-host. If I had a co-host, or hundreds of people in chat, then yeah. I'll do all 3 days of testing and I do 9 hours a day. But on my own with a couple of viewers, there's only so many hours you can waffle on to yourself. So yeah, we'll come back for FP1 next Friday. Season properly begins, and Alexander Albon for pole in the Williams. Yeah, nailed on. Get your bets in now. Pound on Alexander Albon at 1,000 to 1, and you do the maths. No, I'm joking, but hopefully it is a lot closer this season. Oh, cheers, Neil. Cheers, Neil, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good, bro. In fact, I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it in a minute. F1 testing is all day, but I am not all day. No, I do until 3 hours. I do another 10 minutes. But yeah, winter testing it's a mad stream to do. To be honest with you, it's ridiculous to do a watch along on winter testing. But it's day one. I'm hyped for it, so I'd be watching it anyway. So I thought, oh, if I'm going to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and watch it anyway, I might as well go live. You know what I mean? All in. Why not? But then I didn't really think it through. I didn't really think, well, that far ahead. See, it's all right for the Sky commentary team. There's about 4 of them in the commentary box, so they are sweet, mate. They've got a big group of them in there in the commentary box. They can just bounce off each other, talk about whatever. Mate, I need a co-presenter, me. I'm a one-man band out here. And all we've got is Carlos Sainz sauntering round at a slow pace. Russell's on an outlap in the Mercedes, and Felipe Drugovich, who's 3.6 seconds off the pace in the Aston Martin, he's going round as well. But yeah, we'll see if this nose cone on the Ferrari's sorted out. Anyway, at least. Oh yeah, mate. Oh, always devoted, mate. Oh, when it comes to F1. You know, I said the vows years ago, Neil. The devotion is real. Nah, but I thought I might as well, innit? Why not? But yeah, Sainz winding up for a quick lap in the Ferrari then. He is currently quickest on a 133.2. Now let's have a look at that nose cone. Oh, we're going riding on board, but we want to see the nose. I heard Ryan Tune wanted to co-host. Yeah, I'd have Ryan Tune. Yeah, I'll have Ryan Tune co-hosting it, lad. Yeah, that'll be instant. We'd instantly go viral on that one, Neil. 1 million views. 1 million views incoming. Imagine. Imagine you clicked on this one day, Neil, right? And he's just seen me and Ryan Tune. Hey, you'd stay on longer, wouldn't you? You would watch it longer. You know what I mean? You'd go, hang on a minute, this might be funny, this. You know what I'm saying? It'd be funny, that. Yeah, you can do Grand National. Oh, yeah, lad. Yeah, we'll do all types of racing. We'll do racing on 4 wheels and racing on 4 legs as well, Neil. What about that? That'll get the channel going, won't it? Do 4-legged. Do Royal Ascot and Cheltenham. Oh dear. Get on the old 4-leggeds. And they're into the final furlong now, coming round the last. T for 2 out in the lead. 4 furlongs clear now. No, we can't be doing that. I want to see the Mercedes. Where? I want to see the Mercedes out on track. There's Nico Hulkenberg in the Haas. Can he beat Carlos Sainz 1 minute 10 through sector 2? Cool, Nico. Hey, that'd be a headline, wouldn't it? Haas quickest on day 1. Oh, yeah. It's not the horse and carriage races. Oh, my God. They're tragic, them, aren't they? I think Denver accidentally put a load of money on one of them once. Flipping horse and cart. And the horse and cart, right? But they can't even, like, go full sprint. They're just, like, at a saunter. They're, like, just jogging. You know what I mean? They're just trotting round. You can't even go full sprint on them. Absolute joke. Oh, yeah. I wonder if they are messing about with ride heights now. We're seeing the rear of the Ferrari starting to bounce round up towards turn 13. Denver would bet in a hedgehog race if they didn't have to yet. he bet. He did bet on something like that once. he did bet on something weird once. I can't exactly remember what, but I think it involved a chicken. Denver will know. Denver will know if he's here. He'll know what I'm talking about. But he did have a weird bet on once when he was absolutely steaming. I'm sure it involved a chicken, lad. No, camel versus midgets. That was a race. No, this was like a fight. Oh mate, I don't even know. I can't even remember exactly, but yeah, basically your point holds true. Like anything after a few Leos, innit? Hey, get on the four-legged. Oscar Piastri, the rookie in the McLaren, currently P9, 2.3 seconds off the pace. They need to stretch the legs of that McLaren. They need to put in a quick lap, show everyone what they're about. He lives in Thailand, so well, that's it, you know. It could have been a Thailand chicken fight or something like that. Yeah, it actually could have been something like that. Oh, funny. Pit Lane Live. Pit Lane Live down. Ted Kravitz down at Alpine. Alpine is the talk of the town. This is the car with the hype. I think that's the one thing I take from this day 1 of the season is the Alpine hype. But it's in the pits at the minute and they're working on it. So it's not even out on track. George Russell top 4. Yeah, in the championship. Yeah. I think both Mercedes drivers will fight for this championship. Whether they'll win it, I don't know, because obviously Max is going to be very strong. I think Leclerc in the Ferrari will be very strong as well. But I think the Mercedes boys have put it this way: they'll be in with more of a shout than they were last year. They certainly give it a good go, I think. And I do rate George. He beat Lewis last season in the same car, and to beat a 7-time world champion and arguably the greatest of all time, to go and beat him in your first season in a big team was some going from George. So, although, having said that, I think if the Mercedes is really competitive, Lewis will then step up to it. If Lewis smells blood, do you know what I mean? He'll step up to it. If Lewis thinks he's in with a chance of winning the championship, he'll go to another level, and then we'll see what George is made of. Not that Lewis was cruising last season, but he won't have had the 100% motivation knowing that he's out of the championship hunt. So Lewis might have just been on a 95, 90% kind of a... But yeah, I reckon George has got a good chance. But whether they can beat Verstappen over a 22 race season, it's a difficult ask. And we'll see where Ferrari are as well. I fancy Leclerc to be pretty strong. And with Fred Vasseur, the new Ferrari team boss at the helm, I reckon they'll make a lot less mistakes as well, strategically, and I think the reliability will be a lot better. So yeah, hopefully there's 3 teams in with a fighting chance this season. Yeah, that's it. You're only as good as your car. To a certain extent, because there are special drivers that do special things in cars that should never have special moments, you know. So you can separate. The cream rises to the top, basically, because you can tell a great driver, even if he's in the slowest car, he will stand out. And that's exactly what George Russell has done. He was in the slowest car for 2 or 3 years, but he was getting top 10s. He was getting top 10 finishes. He's never going to win in the slowest car. Nobody is, you know. So there's a limit to it. But you can still stand out. You can still earn yourself a top seat if you stand out in a smaller team. And that's what George has done. But yeah, you ain't winning the championship if the car isn't capable of it. Alonso nearly did that. Alonso nearly won the championship in the 3rd fastest car in 2010. But yeah, it's not really. You know what I mean? You've got to have the car underneath you. It's not likely that you're in the 2nd, 3rd fastest car and you win the title. That would be something incredible. Yeah, risk and reward, yeah. Right. That'll do for today, I think. We've done the first 3 hours of winter testing, and I think as a one-man band with a couple of viewers, I think that's enough. Thanks for coming in, Neil, for the last 20 minutes or so, and being in chat. It's helped out a little bit to have a little bit of a discussion. But yeah, we've seen the new cars. I was expecting Aston Martin to be the talk of the day, but the hype seems to be with Alpine, so we'll see how that goes. The Red Bull, on the looks of it aesthetically, is looking pretty much the same as last year. They don't need to do a big revolutionary design anyway. The Ferrari's looking decent, quickest at the moment. The covers you can't read into the times. But yeah. So yeah, I will round it off there. But I had to do the first morning of testing, and I'm not going to do all 3 days of testing, but I've done the first morning. We've had a look, and yeah, join me when the season starts properly in about 8 days' time. Next Friday morning, first practice session, Bahrain Grand Prix. Join me then, and we'll be live all season for every single qualifying and every single race from the 2023 Formula One World Championship. We've done a bit of winter testing, but we'll see you for the real thing in 8 days, guys. See you next weekend. Please do subscribe if you haven't, and drop me a like. It helps me out, and hopefully we can start growing the channel properly this season. We've had a slow start because there wasn't the best season ever last season. Hopefully we can get some momentum going. But yeah, cheers. Yeah, see you for practice next weekend, Neil, and the Bahrain Grand Prix.